What's up guys, Venom RB here. Today I'm going to be checking out the brand new Driving Empire update, which contains a few cars, the most expensive being this Mclaren Sabre. Let's get into the video. So the first car we're going to get into is this, the Mclaren Sabre. Now this car is max upgraded, and the acceleration is insane. The interior is not that detailed compared to, like, for example, the Gallardo that came in this update that got remeshed, which looks much more better inside. That's not a word phrase, but whatever. All in all, the interior is kind of disappointing, but this acceleration is insanity. This car is max upgraded, as I said. Now time to test out the top speed. So the top speed is 339, 340 range, around that. And it's not the most unstable vehicle at top speed, but it's definitely not quite stable either. It shakes around a bit. So for grinding, I would say not great because it's a bit unstable, but definitely still not a bad option. Now for handling, this vehicle seems pretty decent as well. Pretty much what I'd expect, as it seems like a McLaren Senna to me, but I'm not too sure if that's what it's based on. But the handling for DE standards still feels pretty good. It doesn't handle as well as, say, a Bolide, but definitely not bad at all. And then just for cruising around, seems pretty nice just because of the fact that it handles well, and it's super insane acceleration, so you can really get around the map fast with this vehicle. So all in all, I would say this car is quite nice. I'm not sure it's worth the price, so I'll just throw it up on screen so I don't get it wrong. I don't think it's quite worth that price, but as far as cars go in DE, it's not necessarily a ripoff. I guess if I'm going to rate this car, I would give it maybe, for just all around, 7 out of 10, simply because it's not the most stable at top speed, and it's kind of expensive, but still definitely not a bad option. Okay, now for my personal favorite car in the update, the Koenigsegg Ccxr, which is basically the racing version of the CCX, or not the racing version, but the streets. It's, you know, I'll just throw it up on the screen what it is. But it seems to be pretty good. Not so great acceleration, but the handling seems pretty decent. Okay, time to do a top speed test. Okay, so top speed on this car is 313 miles an hour, and this thing at top speed seems pretty stable. However, it does not like turning at all at top speed. So handling on top speed's terrible, but it is pretty stable. Top speed's not that high though. So for handling, this car feels pretty good. Doesn't handle the greatest, but it's definitely a good handling car. I believe I like the way the Mclaren Sabre handles more than this. It just handles a bit better overall, in my opinion, and the acceleration is obviously much better. But this car is still definitely not a bad handler. And for acceleration, while this car's acceleration by in real life standards is absurdly good, for DE it's not that great. I would put it as average, maybe slightly below average at its price point, which I'll throw up on screen so I don't forget it or mess it up. This is an older car though at this point, so I mean that's kind of to be expected. All in all, I would rate this car maybe 6 out of 10, because at its price, the Chiron's a better grinder. It's good handling, but it's by no means like spectacular. It's not a great accelerating car, so it's not really good for the drag strip. So it's just a decent car. Like for cruising around, it's fine, I guess. But it's not something I personally would want to use a bunch. I'm not sure about you guys. So I'm just going to give it, 6 of 10, 7 of 10, around that range. Now for a really unique car, which is this Hennessy Velociraptor 6x6. Now for those of you who don't know, Hennessy in real life is a place that tunes cars, and this truck is basically just a built-up Ford Raptor. This light whale yelp thing is also with the update, but does not come on this truck stock. I'll get into that later on. Now this truck, obviously, is really cool. The interior seems quite nice with the realistic speedometer and stuff like that. However, it does seem that, you know, the needle or whatever it's called is missing from the speed section of the speedometer. Not sure why that is. Now this vehicle is pretty decent at just driving around. It's really kind of fast for being a massive truck, but I mean it is max upgraded, so what do you expect? So just off-roading, it doesn't seem to be great at it, but it's not like terrible. I mean the chassis is the suspension's a little stiff if I was to say, but it doesn't feel particularly bad. And I mean the thing looks awesome with the light bar on top, big front bumper, and all of that. Now for a top speed test. So the top speed of this car is, well, I should say truck, is 245 miles an hour, which is stupidly fast for a big pickup truck. It's very stable, which I mean is to be expected. It's not exactly fast by DE standards, and with boosts, looking about 260 top. So all up pretty decent truck for the price. If I would say you're just grinding the game, you're just starting out, would not recommend getting this, but if you have some money to spare, I don't see why not. It is quite cool. So I would give this truck a 9 of 10 because it's really not expensive at all, and it's a pretty cool vehicle for the price. And now for the Lamborghini Gallardo. Now this car has been inside the game for a long time, so there's really not much to cover except that it got a remesh, so the outside looks slightly different. However, in my opinion, it's not all that much better or more noticeable, just a bit more detail, like lights and stuff. The inside's where it's much better. The interior looks nicer, but then it also has the realistic speedometer. Again, this car has been in DE a long time. There's no extra performance differences or anything. Literally just been remeshed. And for the final major thing in this update, which is just basically you can now add sirens to any vehicle as long as you own the police pass. So in appearance, you have police mode. This costs $10,000 to unlock on your vehicles. You just hit equip. You now have lights. You can exit out of this, and then you have lights, whale, yelp. So quite simple, pretty neat if you're into roleplay, I guess. It adds these lights all around, and it does look quite nice the way they added it. So yeah, all in all, this has been a great update. Congratulations, Borges, you did a good update. You have Venom's stamp of approval. Good job, I'm proud of you. Anyways, thank you all for watching this video. If I missed anything or you like this video or whatever, let me know in the comments. I don't know. And yeah, you can like it if you want. I don't really care either way, to be honest with you. Thank you very much to AAAKSA20, Ccxr20. I'm so sorry, I probably screwed that pronunciation up. But thank you so much to this guy, because without him, I wouldn't have been able to literally review any of the vehicles shown in this video at all. So huge thanks to him. Anyways, thank you all for watching this, and Venom out.